Hello, and welcome back to our Let's Play Landscape Torment. Alright, let's get into it. Let's talk to Tagarin. You see a scaled fiend who looks very similar to the one standing next to him. In addition to the pierced left ears, both are black-hued and reptilian with bat wings tucked against themselves. This one has a small scar under his left eye. Greetings, old comrade. 'Tis truly a joy to see you again. Uh-oh. Please tell me I can get an Abishai in my group. What I mean, dear man, is that our old enemy has performed a vicious disservice on you. It robs your memories and steals your recollections. If you do not recall us, why, it has been that you have fallen prey to one of mortality's weaknesses. We are old friends of yours indeed. What can we do for you? I had some questions. First of all, you can get in my party. Some questions? Perhaps we have answers. We're certainly eager to aid you, old friend. Okay, wait a minute. These guys have got to be... I can't remember what Abishai are. My D&D books are downstairs. I can't remember if they're lawful evil or chaotic evil. But super friendly and eager to help does not befit a devil and or demon. Anyway, who are you? I am Ethelgrin. I am Ethelgrin. Time has robbed our companion's memory. You honestly don't recall us, do you? Truly, I am aggrieved. As am I, Tagarin. Truly aggrieved. Yet, I rest easy. It has, after all, been many hundreds of years, and we know how minds of mortals tend to dissipate with age. Well spoken, old friend. We are a pair of Abishai on leave from our current assignments in Baitor. I am Tagarin, the thrice damned, so named for my ability to find the best in every situation. This is Althelgrin, who has earned himself no special name, though not for lack of trying. Lack of trying? What do you mean? Ethelgrin ignores you as it responds to its companion. And once again, Tagarin, you have to cut straight to the truth in the matter. Though perhaps it is best not to have earned the sort of notice one bearing the name Thrice Damned must have surely incurred. Alright, I had some other questions. Mort whispers to you, boss, I don't like this. They're not supposed to be here. The Blood War hasn't kicked the Celestials' asses bad enough that any fiend could go on furlough. They want something. Tread carefully. In the meantime, Tagarin continues to respond to its companion. Yeah, that was kind of obvious. There's some fuckery afoot here. Excuse me. In its turn, Tagarin ignores you as it replies to its comrade. Once again, I maintain that any notice is better than no notice at all. The Abishai turns back to you. Old friend, does this answer your question? Your question as to our identities? I suppose it'll have to do. But I had some other questions. Some questions? Okay. I'm looking for a journal. I keep no journals, friend, and I counsel that you should not either. Ask my dear comrade, Tagarin, why, and you shall receive enlightenment. Very well. Tagarin, why should I not keep a journal? Because, friend, it is easy to make the mistake of committing a true word to posterity. And easier still for someone you once trusted. And here he shoots a glance full of venom at Ethelgrin. To find that word and use it against you. Indeed, it can lead to actions tantamount to desertion. Leaving or losing a journal can cost you your very existence. Now, that's the second time we've heard something like that of a true name or basically information being used against you. I got some more questions. Boss, I'm more sure than ever these Bergs ain't on the up and up. Sounds to me like they've deserted. and they're looking for some angle that'll elevate their status in Vator. You don't want to be talking to them, boss. You don't know what game they're playing, and you could get burned, literally. Alright, Mort, I'm done with them. Yeah, we're going to leave them be. Like I said, I'm going to listen to Mort from now on. He was very much right about that Abishai in the northwestern portion of the hive. So I'm not going to press my luck. I would love to get one of these guys in my party, or both of them. Seems like it would be a very good thing. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk to O. You see a man standing stock still. He isn't moving a muscle. On closer examination, it appears that he isn't even breathing, just standing. His eye sockets are empty holes in his face. Contained within their bounds is a flat, gray light that seems to dance with possibility. Looking into the sockets, the eerie, empty feeling of limitless void shivers through you, as if you had gazed into a sliver of eternity. The head slowly swivels towards you. You notice that no muscles appear to move under the skin as he turns. He speaks in a pure, bell-like tone. Well met, Wanderer. You have forgotten again, haven't you? Uh-oh. Do you know me, stranger? As he opens his mouth, you get a feeling of eternity again. Inside his mouth, you see no tongue, no teeth. It's almost as if this man were a shell surrounding an illimitable expanse. Illimitable expanse. I have spoken with you before, and you always forget. Your endless quest to discover yourself ends always in your amnesia. You draw close to the truth and recoil. Let's hope that you have the strength to endure your existence. What do you know of me? How do you know all this? I know that you, like a fly, rise up from the wreckage of your old shell, buzz about for a time, curl up and die at the window of truth. You bumble about the pain, seeking the light without any plan to your actions, and fall exhausted when you fail. You alight on others to feed them for a time, and move on with no regard to them. I have watched you come here and listen to your words, and watched you move away no wiser. Will you learn from your mistakes, Seeker? Who are you? I am O. For some reason, when he speaks his name, it sounds like he's speaking of much more than a single letter. As if the speaking of his name contained untold possibilities and nuances. No human tongue could ever create such a sound. What are you? It is my name. It is the name of a portion of eternity. I am a letter in the divine alphabet. Understanding me leads to understanding existence. I am writ in the true names of half of everything. My being encompasses truth. I am mathematic, organic, metaphysic. So what does that mean? The divine alphabet is writ in the name of everything that exists, from the seed at the hearts of the elemental planes to the core of the great eon. My brothers/sisters, a single word translates into the two in your mind, and I reach across all that is, was, or ever shall be. We are thought, we are reality, in concept and the unimaginable. Tell me about the great beyond. You would not understand. No mortal possibly could. It is beyond the powers of comprehension of all but the most powerful of powers. And once they understand, they move beyond the veil of mortal comprehension. I can explain it no more than that. Perhaps sometime you will understand. Okay, so what are you doing here? Why, I watch the ebb and flow of mortality. Okay, and what do you see? You mortals are like wasps. You build your lives slash nest from the slimmest of branches. And when the wind shakes your home slash life free, you seek to sting the wind to death. Instead of realizing that your foolish mistakes, attempting to repair the damage you have caused yourselves, and learning from your experience, you bring harm to any who have the misfortune to blunder near you in your time of pain and distress. My advice to you, and to all mortals, stop acting like an insect and start acting sentient. That's wonderful advice. I like this guy. I'll think about that. In the meantime, answer some more questions for me. I'm looking for a journal. It's urgent. You know where I might find it? I know where you can find it, but it is not my place to reveal such information. Oh, well, thank you for revealing that much information. Jesus. Um, Rest assured, you will find it. As the man you seek. What do you know of that? I know that your journey takes you far beyond your journal quest, to the very edges of existence. You will struggle for your life and your very spirit. And I do not tell you any more regarding this. What was that you were saying about the divine alphabet? The divine alphabet is writ in the name of everything that exists, from the seed at the hearts of the elemental planes to the core of the great beyond. Okay. Yeah, we already did all this. Have you seen or heard of Fayrod the Collector? I know where he is. I can only give you one word: nearby. You will find him in the hive under the veil of secrecy. Okay, we know all that. Under the veil of secrecy. Well, that's what all your answers seem to be under as well. That's what all your answers seem to be under as well. Can you give me an answer to another question? Can you tell me the patrons of this tavern? The patrons of this place are varied, yet all mortal. Like all mortals, their concerns are limited, with the potential of blossoming actual truth. I can tell you this, though. You may find a companion dear to your heart here. At least dear to your heart. At least as dear as your heart will allow. I think I should be insulted, but I'll let that slip. Answer another question. Alright. Never mind. Okay, so we are going to get another companion here. And I'm willing to bet it's... This guy's got a weapon. This guy's got a weapon. It's probably one of these two. Let's go in order here. Elquix. You see a short, rotund man with a perplexed expression on his face. From the lines on his loose skin, it looks like it's not too uncommon. He carries a flagon of ale that looks like it's in the process of being emptied. Rapidly. Between the swallows, he speaks with a gentle voice, so quiet that you could barely hear his words. Hello, traveler. My name is Ilquix. Can I be of assistance to you? Greetings. I'd like to ask you some questions. What do you want to know, my friend? Who exactly are you? I am but a humble man with a slight flowery, poetical bent and tendency toward the supernatural. I regret that I have none of my supplies here, or should be most eager to teach you the ways of power, perhaps sometime later. Yes, I'd like that. For now, though, I have some questions. Can you tell me of the patrons of this place? Patrons of this tavern are many and varied. I have spoken with most and find them delightful. With the exception of those creatures of law, he gestures towards the pair of Abishai sitting in the corner. They taint the air with their presence, lending an unwholesome stench to an otherwise pleasant environment. I recommend speaking to Barkus. I understand he requires some aid with a trifling matter. Then we have that O character. I'm still trying to understand him fully. It's quite an undertaking, if I say so myself. Those are the folk of interest here. The others, perhaps I'm too discriminating. Why do you despise those creatures of law? Ah, fine question, my friend. My upbringing has been on the chaotic side of the Great Ring. You may speak to Kandrian, Ilborn, and misnomer if I've ever heard one, of the plains. He fancies himself a great plane walker. To return my he's a plane walker. Maybe we can have him help that lady who's scared to go through doorways and arches. To return from my digression, I have lived my many years with chaos and find it pleasantly agreeable. To me, the taint of law, as in those creatures there, is reprehensible and tyrannical. If I am to be crushed underfoot, I'd rather it be by an individual than a machine that knows nothing of emotion. Let me reread this. My upbringing has been on the chaotic side of the Great Ring. You speak to Kandrian, Ilborn, of the Plains, fancies himself a planewalker. To return to my digression, I have lived many years with chaos and find it pleasantly agreeable. Well, I don't think we would. So, I disagree. Ilquick smiles toothily, his fat cheeks barely moving. To each his own, I say. Do you have more questions? You? What can you tell me about this place? This place, the Smoldering Corpse Tavern? A fine establishment with a fine owner. Barkus is a true gentleman and ambitious to increase his standing to boot. These are the most useful qualities one can possess. Oh, they drive people. Alright, farewell. Alright, so Barkus is going to have a quest, apparently. Hang on. Quests. Ingress, mad woman running around high with mortuary. She's raving about doors and keys. Here we go. She said when she was a young girl, she accidentally stepped through a plane. If I can find an experienced plane walker, perhaps he could guide her home. So that was... I think he said this guy. Kandrian. But we'll talk to him in a minute. Can't go behind the bar. What's the matter with you? You see a leather-skinned man with just a hint of ashen color to his face. His teeth seem sharper than normal, and his eyes are filled with boredom that comes with having seen too much. His voice is nasal and clipped. You again, eh? What do you want this time? You again? What do you mean? Yes, you again. You got a hearing problem or something now? You was in here about 15 years ago. That's a hell of a memory, sir. Got all bubbed up and smashed up the place and left a pile of coin that wasn't enough to pay for the damages. So you plucked out your own bleeding eyeball and tells me you'll be back to reclaim it when you got 200 coins together. With 15 years of interest, you got about 500 coins. You got jinked. You got the jink, pal? I got your eye. Look, 500, that's ridiculous. He pauses for a moment, considering. That it is. Tell you what, give me 300 and the eye is yours. I still can't afford it. And you're not getting your eye back. Makes sense? Come talk to me when you got the jink. I mean, we are close to that. I'm looking for a journal. A journal? Paper and words? Friends, that's the sort of thing that don't get much stock down here in the hive. Folks here can barely read the sign above the door, much less an entire journal. If you're gonna look for a journal, you better have a system instead of asking, folks. Thanks for the unasked for advice. I want something to drink. Show more. What do you want? We got your basic beer for a copper, bitters for 2, mead for 4. We got a water straight from the elemental plane for 8 copper. Damn, water's the most expensive thing. We got an Arborian fire wine and fire seeds for 10. Cursed Heart wine for 8, and Bator's own whiskey for 20. What do you have? Information. Okay, so I can't buy anything from you. Oh, man. We just need 42 more copper. Well, I think we've got that. Yeah, I mean, we should have that. Let's go sell some stuff real quick. Come back. I'll buy my eye back. Then after that, we'll move on to the next... episode.
Done.
There's nowhere to sell around here, is there? There's those guys in red.
All right.
Alright. Oh, come on. You're not gonna take a bronze ring? Really, man? I'm 11 copper away. Are you kidding me? Who else can we sell
Can't afford to
to?
get caught off guard, Cutter. We sell only top of the line.
Here we are, Basser. I think we can fit you out.
Man, come on. There we go. Son of a bitch. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Sell. All right. Now we can go get our eye.
Here you are, pretty little duck. Come on, come on.
All right.
Just see one of these, then.
I'm gone.
All right, you little extortionist. Here's your 300 copper. 500, that's ridiculous. All right, 300, here's your money. It's a deal. He produces a darkened, wax-stoppered, wide-mouthed bottle from his pocket. You hear the sound of liquid sloshing around inside, along with a heavier, squishier noise. Opening it, the stench of some sort of preservative agent makes you nearly gag. Floating in the viscid muck is the eyeball. You better figure out what you want to do with that. Now you've exposed it to the air, you might as well put it in a pickled egg jar for all the good it'll do you. Make up your mind, Cutter. Pickled egg or not. Tear out your eyeball and place this one in the socket. Oh, got 1,000 experience for that. With a moment's hesitation, you reach into your eye socket, pop your eye in the palm of your hand. The bartender helpfully severs the optic nerve and redirects your hand to the jar of goo that sits in the bar. You deposit your eye in the preservative, wrap your fingers around the old one, and slide it into the empty socket. The pain of this entire operation is incredible. After a moment, though, you can feel the optic nerve reattaching itself to the new eye, and suddenly, you're hit by a flash of memory. Absorb it. A vast expanse of chaotic, ever-changing wasteland stretching before you, a group of humanoid vultures plummeting toward you, cruel weapons ready to strike, and your own shining blade clutched tight in your fist. 3 toughs surround you, in colors of an enemy you can't quite place. Long daggers glisten in their hands, and the light glints cruelly from their exposed teeth. You glance at your scarred hands and know that soon they'll be covered in blood. An enormous frog-like creature comes bounding over through under chaos stuff, headed for you with a mouthful of teeth. You hurl your javelin through the shifting matter and pin the creature to a sudden stone plinth. You have recalled some of your lost fighting skills. Ask more questions of Arcus. Proficiency points permanently increased. That's cool. What can you tell me of the patrons here? I don't make it a point to interfere with the lives of people who give me their hard-earned jink unless they ask me to. So, over there, Candrian, Planewalker. He's a good one to talk to you about planewalking questions you might have. He's been pretty much everywhere. Down there is Ebb Creeknees, an old harmonium basher that don't hold that against him. He's a tout. He's got a good heart in him and knows Sigil up and down. Them fiends over there are Ethelgrin and Tagarin. Word of advice, don't deal with them. They might be low ranking in the fiend hierarchy, but they're still fiends. Then you got Ilquix over there, not trustworthy, and some mercy killers looking for some poor sod. Your Khan, the Gith Zerai, is a mystery to me. Don't know much about him, he don't talk much. And finally, you interested in some free bub? So yeah, this Gith Zerai is something I'm interested in. I don't know, I mean, again, the people with weapons make me think that they're companions. So I'm going to talk to this Gith Zerai here in a minute. I know that the Gith and the Gith Zerai are evil, but the Gith Zerai are like a splinter group of the Gith Yankee. I think they... I don't remember. Never mind. Yeah, I'm interested in some free bub. There's a bubber against the far wall, hanging out in the shadows, who's been trying to work up her courage to slip out without covering her tab. I want to make sure she don't do that. You do it, you got free bub here for life. I'll do it. Answer some questions first. Nothing that we need. Okay, so... dissolve a bar tab. Can I just pay the bar tab?
Done. All right.
You know what? I'm really enjoying the music. Let's turn it up a bit. Oh, actually, we went a little too far. Let's go ahead and end it here, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.